Hello, everyone. My name's Betty. Yeah, my parents are very rich people. At 18, I have everything you could ever dream of, except for one small thing: freedom. That's why I'm now sitting on the couch in front of the camera, and I'm slowly taking off everything while a stranger transfers a huge amount of money to my bank account. You may condemn me. You can say it was my choice, but the thing is, I'm being persecuted. But before we move on to the story, please subscribe to the channel. Click the bell button to never miss new videos. All right, here we go. Again, my parents are rich. I have anything I want. At my 18th birthday, my parents gave me a wonderful apartment in the city center. It's a whole penthouse, plus an expensive sports car. They always pay for my studies for a year in advance. When we have vacations, we travel to the ocean and stay in luxury hotels. Seems like, why should I complain? Well, most of you guys think I'm a typical posh, like I got stupid from so much money and from my idleness. Well, that's just not the case at all. I won't tell you much about the fact I almost don't communicate with my parents. I guess you got it. They're always busy with their business and work, and they have no time for me. Well, yeah, I had babysitters and tutors, but my real problem will blow your mind. The fact is, I didn't have enough money. How do you like that one? How come? You may even think I'm lying. Unfortunately, I'm not. It's just my parents have, well, let's say, an alternative idea about raising children. They believe a kid who has everything doesn't need money. When I was in high school, I had serious problems because of this. When all my classmates were standing in the dining room taking buns and goodies, I just had to choke on the standard menu. I couldn't afford to buy anything. Movies? Why go to the movies with your friends when you have a movie theater of your own at home? Parties? A waste of money. Shopping? Mom communicates with all top fashion designers. She'll buy everything herself. That's how my parents thought. Well, you got me right. We had money, and a lot of it, but I didn't have it in some parts of my life. Well, in fact, I was just in a slightly worse position than a maid. At least a maid had a salary, and I had nothing. My parents constantly reminded me about this. Well, they were always repeating I have nothing and they have everything. When I got older, they started to transfer me some money, but the minimum. For example, they just transferred money for lunches, and this amount was clearly calculated, not a penny more. For example, I couldn't buy a good cappuccino as I lacked money for it. There was only enough to buy lunch. Food is just one example for you to understand the situation. After all, I also wanted to go out with my friends, have some fun, and finally buy myself the underwear I wanted. But I couldn't do any of that. Nothing. Oh yeah, I couldn't even get a part-time job. My parents didn't let me do it. I just had to study, and in my free time, I was just in my room, not even coming out. Then I found out about the girls who sell their, special photos and videos online. I was in shock. First, well, that's kinda ugly, huh? Second, it turned out many girls from my university earn enough money on such things. Actually, I learned about it from a classmate, and I decided to try. After all, I had nothing to lose. So when I got home, I chose a blank wall and a mysterious face mask. I took a couple of pictures, edited them, and posted. I didn't expect much of it. It's clear there are more interesting photos on such sites. However, some people bought these pictures. Some pics were sold many times. In the comments, people asked for more. At last, I had my first free money. I could spend it and do whatever I wanted. It was a very strange feeling when, on the one hand, I was ashamed of what I've done. On the other, I was overjoyed. With the first money I earned, I bought a new, beautiful set of underwear, plus high heels I'd always dreamed of. Well, somehow, slowly but surely, from the photos and underwear, I switched to the private broadcasts and special shootings for friends. At first, I was afraid they would recognize me, or that I wouldn't succeed. It was somehow disgusting, but it passed. I didn't do anything wrong, after all, and everyone's supposed to have privacy, right? I didn't do any shoots without a mask on my face. I had a blank white wall behind me on all my videos. I didn't have any special body marks, tattoos, scars, birthmarker stuff. My computer and IP address were protected by cool programs. Well, Dad's programmer helped our family with this one. So I wasn't afraid, as it turned out, in vain. Well, I had an online broadcast again. A stranger joined my chat. Well, they're all strangers there, but I already knew some regular viewers. But this one was a newbie. He didn't text anything, he didn't make any wishes, but at the end, he transferred a very huge amount of money to my card. A very huge amount. That was weird. Later on, I started getting messages from this person on the website. He requested a personal communication. Well, I agreed for a couple of times. And for one of these, he paid me as much as I normally earned for the month on the website. He texted me some neutral messages like, "How are you? What are you doing?" and stuff. I didn't get how to answer them because the goal of our communication was quite specific, but it was okay. Then he started sending me love letters. Somehow the amounts coming from him to my banking card became obscenely huge. Well, after one such transfer, I bought myself a Tiffany ring with diamonds and a couple of brand clothes. Well, I was okay with that one, though I got a little scared. Then he somehow started flooding all my social media with messages. My real accounts, not fake ones. He somehow learned who I was. He found my friends, my parents, my university friends. I realized he was kind of manic. Somehow he figured out who I was. Now he was stalking me. He knew who I was, and he was very rich. And that's where I got really scared. I gave my laptop to a friend of mine who was a good programmer. He scanned it and said no one hacked it. I was afraid for my anonymity. Well, this maniac did not figure out me through the network, IP, or something else. Honestly, I really didn't know how he did it. But then, how? When it dawned on me who could have found out my secret and who was rich enough to send me all the money, it was already too late to change anything. The scariest thing about this was that I was so worried about cybersecurity that I didn't see the obvious things that were happening offline. Well, I've never taken away the equipment in my room. It was there all the time, didn't bother anyone. And I just told my parents that I started blogging. Well, I wasn't lying. I just didn't specify what kind of blog I had. My mask and some other things were always in their places. That evening, I just didn't even think I should lock the room with a key or hide some traces of my secret life better. Anyway, it was my dad's business partner. He was a very rich, middle-aged man. Once he called on Dad to discuss some business affairs. The door to my room was open, so he saw everything. I have no idea how he found me among thousands of other girls on the website, and how he found this particular website. I think he always knew who he was transferring the money to. I was trapped. I had no idea what he wanted from me. This man, well, he didn't blackmail me. He didn't threaten me with anything. He just kept sending me his love letters, and he asked me the time I was supposed to go on the air. It was disgusting. I knew this person. He was my dad's best friend and partner. He was 3 times older than me. I imagined him behind the screen, watching me and doing, ugh. And I saw his disgusting looks at the parties my dad threw for all the partners in the team. I couldn't refuse him. If I did, he would tell my parents everything. My life would be ruined. My parents would deprive me of everything. And news travels fast. Soon everyone will know what a daughter of a rich and influential businessman likes to do in her free time. My dad's business reputation is very important. Therefore, I had to keep talking to him no matter what. I always smiled broadly right into the camera, and I was never late for our online meetings. Anyway, I'm trapped, and it's a kinda specific trap. There's no safe way out. But the worst thing is that recently I heard this man asking my dad for my hand and heart in marriage, and my dad said he would think about it. But he said he would most likely give his consent, and I would have to have a chance to escape. But now I can't escape. This person knows too much about me. Even if my dad refuses him, I'll have to agree. Well, that's my life and my stupid brain. If I hadn't run for easy money, none of this would have ever happened. If I hadn't been so naive and stupid and at least hid everything from my room, this person would have never known who I was and what I was doing. Yes, if only. But what's done is done, though maybe you know a way how I can escape from this nightmare. Text your opinion in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video. Share your stories in the comments if something similar ever happened to you. That's it for today. Bye.